Ta-da! This is your Casio SA76 mini keyboard. This is what you're going to be using for Quest 4. It's a mini keyboard because it doesn't have all the octaves a full piano would. If you take a look at my keyboard in my room, you can see how many more keys it has than this little tiny keyboard. Let's take a look at the different parts of the keyboard. You're going to want to note that the power slider is right here, and in order to play the piano, you're going to have to slide this from the off to the on position. Don't slide it too hard, it is very delicate. Right next to the power slider is the volume slider. Notice at the bottom that there's a minimum and maximum volume. For the purposes of class, you're probably going to want to keep the volume in the middle or maybe slightly to the right, but maybe not all the way up. It can get pretty loud. Next to the volume slider are two tempo buttons. As we know, tempo means the speed of the music. So, if you're ever playing a pattern or a song, you can change the speed by pressing the down or up button. Below these three sliders and buttons are 5 drum pads. These drum pads will let you play, you guessed it, drums. Anything from a bass drum, snare drum, cymbal, and other things as well. Over here on the right side of the keyboard are also important buttons. This big orange one will allow you to play the piano or the organ with a simple tap. It's a really easy way to get back to the piano if you're ever lost. Tap once for piano and tap again for organ. This button will start and stop any song that you decide to play on the keyboard. This melody on-off button will turn the pre-recorded melody off so that you can have a solo. Now let's get a little bit more complicated. At the top of the keyboard you see 3 banks: songs, patterns, and tones. From these banks you can play different things. The song bank will let you play up to 9 different songs. As you can see right here, song number 7 is Jingle Bells. So if I wanted to play song 7, I would go over here to the keypad, and first I would hit the song bank button. Then I would type in 0, 7, and I'd be ready to go. Merely press start and you can hear Jingle Bells. If you want to hear any other song, all you have to do is again hit the song bank button and then the number song. A pattern is a little different than a song. There's not really a melody. In fact, you get to make up the melody by yourself. You can see that there are very many different types of patterns, from 0 to 49. You can also see the different types of genres or styles of patterns that you can choose from. For example, if you wanted to play one of the dance patterns, which are 07 through 09, you would go over here and hit pattern, and then you would type in 07. Then you would hit start and you'd hear your pattern. To play songs and patterns, you need to have different instruments. So your tone bank is going to change how the keyboard sounds. For example, if you press 0, 0, of course, before you need to press the tone button, if you press 0, 0, you're going to get piano. But if you take a look at all the other types of tones, you have a bevy of instruments to pick from. For example, tone 55 is the alto sax. So, if you hit the tone button and then hit 55, your keyboard will now sound like an alto saxophone. This is just a very brief overview into the keyboard. When you start Path 1, you're going to begin with a quiz which will help you learn the different parts of the keyboard. The next 2 challenges involve you playing and using the patterns feature.